Faces change, but we stay the same. We are back in business. We are back and ready to go get some wild thoughts out there, get some wild shit out in the ether of the internet out in these days. The days are wild. We were going to have Keegan Lowe on again for an animal episode just because of all the talk with the gorillas. If you guys did not catch the episode with Keegan before, we were ahead of the curve. We were ahead of this whole trend. We were talking about animals fighting us in a fucking double wide trailer, let alone all these rules with 100 versus 1 gorilla. We're talking about taking down elks with our bare hands inside the
Man,
double wide.
we surfed
Uh,
the wave.
we went wild, but we'll have Keegan back on. I actually have him back planned next week because this trend is not ending yet, and I'd love to get Keegan on. Also, next episode, I think we're going to dabble into some conspiracies. But today, I am here with my man Aaron Azul Blubaugh. Fucking, we're going to go get crazy on some dinosaurs, baby. Oh, they don't even sound like that no more. It's like, hoo, 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 hoo. You ever seen that, bro? Like the fucking
Sound like a
T-Rex?
pit bull with a disease, son.
Man, bro. So how we living today, Azul? How you feeling, brother?
Man, it's doing good today. I don't really have much to complain about.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. If you guys notice, Azul's got a Super Trooper look going now, dude. Like
Little speed of my town, boys.
you look like a guy that would be in the Super Trooper movie, and I look like fucking Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Or I look like Silent Bob, I
Oh
think. I
my
look
God,
like
yeah, you do, dog. I look like Farva and you look like Bob.
You look like what's that one cop in there? He's like say shenanigans one more time. He's the same
Yeah,
one.
Farva, son.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, dude. That's fucking hilarious. We would make a great reboot of that. We really fucking would.
Oh, dog.
Dude, we'd fucking kill that. But hey, they didn't have Super Troopers back in the day when they had dinosaurs. And the reason why we're gonna talk about dinosaurs today is because we're just gonna get wild. This is the gonna be the theme after a while. When we don't have guests on, me and Azul are just gonna tackle concepts and topics that are just random as hell. I don't want to think of it as like water cooler talk at your 9 to 5. No, this is two idiots at recess arguing about dinosaurs in fourth grade type shit. This is what's happening
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
dog. I got a sharpened number 2 in my back pocket.
Yeah, oh, dude, I got mechanical pencils. I got the ones that you take in and out. You know what I'm saying? You got to rotate them, push them in, the cheap ones.
Oof. Do you
Where
remember
you,
those number 1 pencils in kindergarten that you could
uh,
like hold with your whole?
yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how you do it too. Just, dude, I
That's what we're
fucking.
doing.
Hey, man, try being a colorblind kid with 64 colored crayons.
That's a whole lot of shades of grays.
Just so everyone out there to be educated, people always go, why do they put like the color on there? Like it says blue on a blue crayon. I know it's blue. No, motherfucker, it's for people like me that don't know it's blue. So
Need a little help.
all you dumb little kids out there that tore the wrappers off of crayons because you just thought that was cool, you're screwing me over, dog. You're screwing me over. I'll remember that shit. I will. One day I'll rule the world and you're toast first, dude. But speaking of the fucking world, man, and being toast, I wanted to jump into just when we talk dinosaurs, big dog. Like I think dinosaurs are trippy. In fact, I went to the real big history museum in New York, the one that the night at the museum was like
Yeah,
based
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
I went there a couple years back with Emily. Great fucking time. Very trippy. Got to see all like our human ancestors too, with like Homo erectus, like skeletons and all that shit, Neanderthals, all that shit. Pretty dope. But there was also a dinosaur exhibit. And one thing that blew my mind about the dinosaur exhibit is it was the largest one that's out there. It was like their special thing going on. You got to see the most complete T-Rex skull. But the thing that was like so interesting to me was, is this actually fucking real? And I don't want to be one of those guys that say, oh, dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs were fucking real for sure. I've seen the stuff. But I think our concept of what we know of them is like probably this fucking big, bro. Because you're looking at all this, and like my girl, like, she came from a pretty religious family and stuff. I think it kind of rattled, Em a little bit to look at this stuff. Because when you see like the size of these things and you actually see what they were up to, it's like, bro, these things are just casually living. And I want your thought on this. Before we dive too much of dinosaurs, I want to think, what are dinosaurs in our brain? And yeah, people think birds, lizards. I'm not talking about that yet. What I'm saying is if dinosaurs used to be here and whatever, then if we're looking for aliens, right? Like we're looking for other
Mm,
life forms,
I see. I see where
like
you're going.
are they going to be like the movie Paul where they're little green men? Maybe out there, maybe there's some dogs like that. But I think like, bro, if dinosaurs were real, that opens up the door for all kinds of shit to be real.
Yeah, like what else?
Yeah.
Why stop at dinosaurs?
Yeah. And like, why is it got to be like pale ape-like creatures ruling the world? But then beforehand, it was like giant lizards and birds.
Man, my whole thing is like, did they get the skeletons right? Because
Yep.
like you see a lot of people that are like, especially like T-Rexes, if you put their bones next to like an ostrich, it's like they're a bird. And so like it makes you kind of wonder like, huh, are they really what we think they are? Or like, is it a dragon?
Dude, I think about that all the time. I'm actually glad you brought that up because I wanted to think about the dragon thing a little bit because the concept of dragons is unique in this aspect because what like birds they say real birds are really hard to like find fossils of because how hollow their bones are.
Right,
And most of the time when you find their bones, you don't really see their wings because those things dissolved for sure. And
right. And the
it's
little bitty bones, you're never gonna find them.
so like with these motherfuckers, who's to say like they weren't just flying around? I mean, pterodactyls were already dragon-like.
They're freaky, dog.
I think that's
A
a scare.
pterodactyl? Mm-mm.
All right, let's dive in first. Scariest ones. Without a doubt, to me, the concept of pterodactyl is the scariest. Now, I think the new concept of the T Rex is scarier than the old one, I think. I think a giant, dumb lizard that can't see you when you stand still with little arms running around roaring. Yeah, that was terrifying with Jurassic Park. But I think it's more scary to think of those things as fucking giant ass birds
Mm,
and they just are like scavengers and they're creepy and they're gross and they're kind of like silly
yeah.
and they're like like they're like fucking making all those weird noises, dude, vibrating the air and shit.
As yeah, they're so powerful. Oh man. Then like it really makes you wonder, like, so if that's a possibility, what else is a possibility? Like, because everyone's like, dragons aren't real. So dinosaurs are real, but you're telling me just like a flying version isn't? I mean, man.
I mean,
Did you
look at the history of it, like all the writings, all
yeah, I was about
the
to say the lore behind of like ancient castles and like kingdoms, and they're like, oh, this flying thing showed up and destroyed us. That ain't no eagle, son. No big old eagle showed up and started throwing
yeah.
rocks at them. It was a dragon, dog.
But then it makes
I
you think
mean,
like what if certain dinosaurs did survive some of the aspects of the world ending? Like, what if there was like some mountaintop out there with some of these like, and I'm being a dumbass, I don't know this shit, but I'm thinking like, what if like there was like pterodactyls of sorts or some type of like sister species, brother species of it, cousin species of it that was just up in the out somewhere chilling.
dog, let me blow your mind real quick. You go to China and like the mountains of China, the lore is super thick of there's dragons that still live in the mountains of China. And like you'll see these videos that more than likely they're fake videos. But like dog, Chinese people really strongly believe there are dragons in their mountains. We should go.
We should,
Imagine catching a baby dragon.
dude. No, I don't want no. It's the same concept. Of, like, I don't want to see a baby Sasquatch either,
You wouldn't want to come on, dog. A little
because
baby Sasquatch?
that means mama's around the corner.
You got to pick them up and run as fast as you can.
If you ever see a mythical creature, I want to see an old one. I want to see one that's a little decrepit,
Oh, I see.
a
Like
little.
almost on the end.
It's safe-ish. It's kind of confused. Maybe it's blind by now. It's just a blind dragon, just chilling. It's just been in this
Oh,
cave.
if
You know
there
what I'm
was
saying?
any dinosaur you could like meet, what dinosaur would you like face to face, just like a pure interaction?
Well, first answer is like I want to say just no, because I don't know if I want to fucking be face to face with any of these bastards. I really don't. But the ones I really want to be face to face with, let me scroll down here to get like the real names down. I suck at saying these names, but
Oh, dog, they're so hard.
the Brachiosaurus or whatever it is, like the big tall ones. I would like to
Mm,
see the giant ones, dude. Like I want to look at like a skyscraper of a fucking dinosaur and absorb that situation and just
just knowing that there's an animal that's
yeah,
that big.
yeah. Just that would be terrifying too in its own right, but I really do think like there were some other ones that were creepier than a T-Rex and things like that. But if you really want to break it down to the scariest ones, bro, you go like Velociraptor, T-Rex, pterodactyl flying
But
in the
see,
sky.
the Velociraptor is a very big misconception. that's just a little dude. A velociraptor is only like a foot, 2 foot tall. But what you got to worry about with them little fucking things, there's like 30 of them. They hunt like 30, 40 of them, little swarms. So, like Jurassic Park 2, when that little girl's running around on the beach and all them little dinosaurs show up. And she's like, oh, cool. Look at those are like velociraptors. And like, you see
Actually,
what
those are like
happens.
actually a family thing of it, but the real velociraptors were about 3 feet tall to 6 feet tall from here.
Oh,
Like
so they're not
the big OGs,
like
the
the big
big,
fluffy ones.
like the big ones that used to, like you're saying, they hunted in wolf packs pretty much. They were very
Yeah.
smart, very probably one of the smartest ones, and they were able to run around. That shit would. So that's the scary part, right? Too, or like maybe you like you're right, where it's like, what if they're so smart? Where like maybe that's one I'd like to run into in a caged environment, and you can maybe have like that connection with it, like a fucking elephant or a dog.
Oh,
Where you know what I'm
man.
saying? Where like
Yeah.
it's smart enough, like or a big cat, where it's smart enough to have like you feed me, I like you because you feed me. Don't get in this cage or I will fuck you up.
Right.
But right now I know who you fucking are, dude. I know. I
That
trust you.
opens like a whole nother door of like their intelligence. Because
Yeah.
like nobody knows like how smart were they? If they were smart, ooh,
Yeah, there's got to be a couple that were real
ooh,
smart, right? Or like even like, well, we'll get into like sea creatures with it because that's even crazier, right? Like
oh
we,
dog, I would go in the ocean now, let alone back then. Could you imagine like you're starving, you and your family are starving. It's probably like a drought. All the actual big mammals have moved on to like the water, the plains, and now you're like, I'm gonna have to hit up the ocean and try to catch a couple fish and feed my family. You're not
no,
coming back from that trip, dog. That
no.
megalodon sitting there just going,
Yeah, bro. Like, and then to think that like creatures like that could still exist today. Like that's what the ocean gets wild. Is like what creatures could handle extreme pressure, extreme heat, extreme situations. Like when the earth
right.
did get smacked, it's like what animals were able to withstand that situation to push through. And then even land creatures with that. I mean, we live with some dinosaurs today. Crocodiles are fucking dinosaurs, dude.
Man. And then like a crocodile and an alligator, same kind of species, same lineage, but completely different.
And then that's what makes you think, okay, what if there was something kind of like that, which is why why there were dragon lore. Like what if like someone did have to fucking defeat this giant fucking lizard that was fucking mean as fuck, but you know they added wings for the love of it, but like at the end of the day they did fucking like Komodo dragons had the spit right, like they have saliva that's
Right.
fucking poisonous. What if that was considered fire? And like you
Oh,
had like
because it
the
like burned them when it hit
yeah.
them.
Yeah, and they didn't understand, but the only other thing that burns them in their brain is fire. So it's just fire, and there's this giant lizard running up in the fucking village, bro, just taking
Right.
women and children. And now you gotta get all the men together, and then this fucking guy becomes king of the castle because he just got the
He
biggest
just slayed
sword.
a,
Ah, like
yeah. Then it makes
ah.
you really wonder like, you got real tall trees around the castle, but those big ass lizards are jumping because they can jump super far, jumping from that tree into your,
You ever
you'd be petrified. You'd be like, oh my, that lizard is flying.
what's that movie with Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey? They hunt dragons. Um,
Oh,
hold on one
that's an
second,
older
folks.
movie.
Dude, such a good movie. I'm trying to pull it up so people listening pull, figure out this movie. Rain of Fire.
Yep.
Dude, if you guys have not seen that, bro, that is a crazy, crazy movie of just like it's a whole nother it's a alter universe to now, but they have dragons still in their medieval times trying to fight these bitches off, bro. And they're using like some modern weapons, some not modern weapons, and they're just fucking going to town on these dragons, bro. And you know, when I was a kid, I used to definitely be Team Dragon. I don't think it was
Oh
possible
yeah.
for a dude like what are you, Shrek? Like Shrek went against a dragon and still got his ass whooped. And in fact,
Right.
the only reason that why they even got that dragon chilled out was because they had the chandelier fall on him, and the donkey fucking seduced her ass.
Yeah. He said, what up, baby?
You know what I'm saying? And then like donkey made babies with the dragon, bro. Made little
That's,
fucking dragon donkeys, dude.
that's that sidebar. That is the wildest part of a movie I've ever like, because even as a kid, I understood it. because like all of a sudden there were little donkey dragon babies, and I was like,
How?
this dude's a little. No way, donkey went back to the castle. I was like, let me save you, baby.
Laid it on him.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Even as a kid, I was going, that ain't right. No way,
Get
donkey just went back to the dragon. So that ain't right.
And you know what, man? Say what you want, bro. I'm not like, hey, I think it's a weird world we live in where you got bronies and all that shit going on out there. But I used to think that dragon was pretty as fuck, dude. I'm like, damn, bro. When she would shake her eyes, I'm like, oh, baby, come on now. She blow that kiss with the fire. I'm like,
Oh,
damn,
don't hit
dude.
me with that, bitch.
Donkey likes the gothic bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah. He knew she had daddy issues. You locked up here, baby. You need some love.
yeah, girl. Let's let you be wild and free. You know what I mean? Fucking
Absolutely,
Wiz
son.
Khalifa, young, wild, and free, man. Let you get after it. All right. I want to pick your brain, Azul. What are some of your, man? Like everyone, I love this question. What are your favorite dinosaurs? What are some of your favorite dinosaurs that like maybe you think don't get as much love? Maybe you also like the OGs. Every boy loves a good old T-Rex, right? And a
Yeah.
Velociraptor.
So like, I mean, I love a megalodon just because of like the lore of, are you kidding me? You got this thing that's two school buses long, just going through, taking out anything that steps in its way. That's dope. I really like those saber-tooth tigers. One of my all-time favorites of like, that is awesome. A saber tooth.
So
But
you're
like,
going you're going more like giant mammals that used to be here, like in the era of like the giant sloth, the saber tooth, the
yes, those are like, I love those giant mammals. When you get down to like dinosaurs, I like them, like T-Rexes and oh, I forget the ones with the really long necks. I could
is it
stuff
the
like that. You
yep.
know, all dinosaurs are dope. No matter what you think or say, they're dope. Would I ever want to be around one? Probably not. And if I was a caveman back there, no, it would be so wicked. They would be looking at me like, you're next up. You're going to run the tribe. And I'm running away. I'm going to find
I'm
me
running
another.
something.
Yeah, I'm running away to another cave far away because I couldn't do it. They're all
Mm-mm.
petrifying. They're all
Yo,
scary. None of them make sense. Even the insects from back in the Jurassic period are bigger than I am. And I'm a big dude. I ain't trying to mess with roaches as big as me, man. But
like dude, a really cool movie I like, and I know it's a fake movie, but I like the concept of it with what you're saying is like I'm a big fan of the King Kong that came out when we were kids, the Jack Black
oh,
King Kong. With
yes.
the big like centipedes and the bugs and the giant
All larger than
bats.
life, regular animals, but then you had that mix of like prehistoric T-Rexes and Velociraptors. That yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I'll
Like,
never forget that first time when they see that big ass mosquito and Jack Black's like, oh
yeah,
no. And I was just like, oh, could you imagine that thing would suck all your blood out instantly? Like, oh,
have you ever seen one of my favorite underrated movies, Land of the Lost with Will
the Will
Ferrell?
Ferrell.
When he starts sucking, he's like getting pale and stuff, and he's like, "I'm getting sleepy." It's like, bro, it's so funny, dude. Dude, yeah,
Caca.
all that stuff, the insects. I'll give out some of mine though, real quick, just because I gotta should spread the love, dude. The Spinosaurus is the best one.
Mm.
Like I forget which it might have been Jurassic Park like 3 or so. I think they introduced that. It's so fast, so strong, got the spikes on its back, it's ready to fucking go. It's running all fucking quick. I think that shit is bad ass. And then to go on top of that, man, I gotta do it, bro. Everyone knows about it, dude. The Triceratops.
Oh,
Like, if you were a dinosaur, dude, I think you'd be a fucking dope ass Triceratops. Got the big ass horns, got the
just
big,
minding my business,
just
chilling with my
fucking
family. But you
eating.
come up,
Yeah,
ooh.
yeah, bro, like a fucking modern day rhino,
So
dude.
like, do you think the males fought like most male animals fight each other now? Like, could you imagine like you're just a cave dude and like you stumble across two try just boom, just headbutting each other, and you're like, oh no
See, I'd
way.
be a dirty ass cave dude because I'm thinking like a scavenger at this point. I'm like, all right, let's keep a good close eye on this fight
Hope for the
because
best.
like whoever dies out, the Triceratops ain't gonna like eat them. So
Right,
let's try to get some of this meat off the bone before the T-Rex shows up and starts just being a scavenger.
right.
And then we're fighting with the T-Rex on the side. Oh, that goes into a good segue of bringing up if dinosaurs were here today.
Mm.
So when I say if dinosaurs were here today, I'm not saying every dinosaur, right? Like, there's no way we would end up getting rid of the dangerous ones, or we'd,
Humans would do what humans do.
yeah, or like in certain areas like South America, most likely, or Africa would still have some of these, or up in northern Siberia area would, in my brain, like those are the hot spots. If we still had dinosaurs and it was normal for us to know we still had dinosaurs, there'd probably be places like that. But the other concept is this. I wanted to hit you with this. Before we talk about dinosaurs right here today, we got to think about what would that look like in history. So when Lewis and Clark, no joke, like I think what they did was one of the craziest things ever. They got to go off into a fucking foreign land that no one's ever really explored, and they didn't even know there was tribes there yet or anything, and they're about to go into the unknown and go see what's up. Now imagine if we come to the new world back in the old days when Christopher Columbus showed up and everybody else, dinosaurs are still here.
My
And
first instinct would be get back on the boat.
get back on the boat, dude. And
I would look,
we got
or
guns and
you
cannons.
know, that's a long trip. You're gonna have some sicklier people. I'm gonna form me a little group of the sicklies, and I'm gonna be like, you guys are gonna go out, come back if you find somewhere cool, and we'll build a shelter, help you guys out, knowing full well I'm probably just sending out bait, right?
Yeah.
So what I'll probably end up doing is like sit back, watch, and if they make it and nothing like messes with them, cool. But the only problem is you're gonna see that pterodactyl. That's the first sign of something ain't right. There's something else here.
See it gliding. It just, oh no, you're sitting there, you're working with your hand tools real quick. You just got there, you're trying to get ready to build your cabin, and then you see there's a shadow that covers you for a second.
Yeah, and you think like, oh, just a cloud, and then you're like, oh, what is that?
What the fuck, dude? Like, no, that's when everyone start praying and shit. I think we'd be able to handle dinosaurs pretty well, other than pterodactyls. I think that we would be what humans do. I think we would take most of them down. I think it was probably this is gonna be a stretch, but I think it would be harder for us to do what we did already and take down woolly mammoths and shit with our fucking spears than it would be musket style cannonballs to help battle some dinosaurs. Now,
Right,
what?
at least you got firepower.
Yeah, we have something here, or we could try to trick them out. But then if you go to modern days now, I think if dinosaurs were still around today, of course, it'd be very controlled. I think we'd have some really cool Jurassic Park style theme parks. But I think that the more important thing is if I was the American government or the world government at all for anybody, we're using these things for fucking warfare now.
Oh
We're,
yeah,
we're talking
absolutely.
about velociraptors being pretty intelligent, able to read the room, able to work together, able to figure things out. If we were able to manipulate that to turn them into weapons,
Mm, Neuralink them.
yeah, like put some laser beams on the top of their foreheads like Austin Powers with the sharks did, and let them
Hey,
just fucking just.
could you imagine, dog? Like we go to Iraq or Afghanistan, and we just have like 1,500 attack velociraptors. You just take a Chinook out there and just drop them in a container.
You got dudes riding them with
Oh,
guns, dude.
you
Just
know how
fucking.
cool that would be, right? Man, if there was a dinosaur you could ride, what dinosaur would you want to ride?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go back to the Triceratops because it's a little
Triceratops.
slower. It's big, wide body. It'd be kind of like riding an elephant.
I
You know what I'm
feel that.
saying? Like it'd be walking like this. The only problem I'd have is like I'd have to get like an extension to it, kind of like the old elephant riders, where it's like I see over his head. But the scariest I think part about riding him would be like everything would be all fine and dandy, like you use it to pull your wagons and shit, all that. But then what if one day like no different than like our ancestors dealing with mountain lions trying to attack their horses
Mm,
and wolves trying to attack their horses and oxen and
that's a
all that
good
shit.
point.
Like now, what if you're riding this thing and you hear
It's gonna throw you about 80 feet.
and the next thing you know, boom, and then you get thrown off, and then it lands on your leg, and then next thing you know, you're laying there. What you
Dude,
do
that's
is
a real
yelling.
life Transformers fight. And you're in the middle. You're in the middle of it. Just
That's
hoping for
and
the
that's kind
best.
of what I was thinking when I said use it for warfare. These guys are like ancient transformers, dude. Like these dudes could do whatever the fuck they want, bro. Like,
Look at India. India did it first. They used elephants and
yeah,
like they
so
scared
more fair.
everybody. They showed up with some elephants that people were like,
Ottoman Empire shit,
what the
bro.
hell are those things? And they're like, yeah, dog, look what we got in our jungles.
I'd like to see a cool scene. I love that you say I'd love to see a cool scene like the movie 300, but like instead of them battling the Persians, they're battling like a fucking horde of dinosaurs. Stand the line! Oh, oh, oh! And it just and they start running
You
it
know, like they're the only dudes. Spartans are the only dudes that take that head on.
head on.
100 versus one gorilla. If you 100 Spartans,
That's a
ripping that
good way to
gorilla
that's a
alive.
good way to put it.
Ripping that
I don't think I've ever
gorilla
heard anybody say that
alive.
yet. If everyone's talking about throwing in like Brock Lesnar and all those
Ron
guys,
Jones.
yeah, but no, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna throw in the fucking 300, dude. Let
They're
these
winning
boys.
hands down. The dudes
Fine.
were
We'll make it.
wicked.
We'll make it even. We'll do the 300 versus three gorillas.
The 300 are
No
tearing them
weapons
to
either. No
shreds.
weapons. They ain't got no weapons. Just their hands. Just their hands, and they're
And
gonna
they
be
were
the
known like from like a 1 year old, they were teaching them kids how to whoop ass.
whoop ass,
If you
bro.
were a male in Sparta, oh yeah, dog.
Dog.
And that's not to change the subject, but like people hear Sparta and they're like, oh, well, that's like movie stuff. No, that's real life. Like Spartans were real life for a small time period, but like they were the dudes. They whooped everybody. They were showing up to wars with like 500 people against 15,000 and just wrecking them. And then going
Reckon.
back home with blood on their bodies. Like, it's whatever, dog. Just worked the 8 hour shift at Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Like, those
bro.
are men. Those
With their women just chilling,
waiting for them,
waiting
feeding them
for them.
grapes.
The young boys are still fucking training. The elders are training the young boys. Like, there was also some weird. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. There was some weird shit going on with like I don't know how to describe it without getting too weird, but there was some homoerotic shit going
They
on.
were doing different things,
They were toughening up their boys a little differently in some wild ways. Like it was like
some
some
different ways.
yeah, bro. Like it's just a different type of thing. And I think about that with like cultures. Like we were just talking about if dinosaurs were here today. And the reason why the Spartans were who they were, it's like, bro, sooner or later someone said, "Yo, shit's dangerous." That's why I love the human side of things. It's like, yo, all right, you all worried about philosophy and books and the mind, Socrates and all that shit. Dope, dope.
Cool.
We are tired of getting our shit stolen from us. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you go up near Germany with the real fucking crazy people up there and the fucking like the motherfuckers that took out Rome and
The
shit,
Mongolians that
like and then
were
you got Mongolian, like we got fucking real berserkers and shit going on. We're tired of this. We're gonna start training
Mhm.
the fuck up. And the coolest part is like, yo, you trade with us, we trade with you, we do this, we do this. We're gonna whoop some ass and y'all do your thing. It's like old mafia shit. Like, hey, pay us for protection. If you don't pay us for protection, we wreck your shit up.
Yeah, then we gonna be the ones that come at you.
Yeah, because like we ain't gonna like we only strong as our weakest link here, dog.
Right.
And like what's crazy about them is like you think about the fact that like this the just the aspect the reason why they didn't last too long either was just times changed, but mixed with like bro like they were just losing bodies after a while. Like war is war. You know what I'm
War
saying?
was adapting as these dudes were like swords and shields, all
And
we need. And
and then that
then they were
makes
like,
makes you think
you
about the
can't do
dinosaur
much.
thing. Like the dinosaur thing would push us back a little bit. We wouldn't be advanced like that if we had
No,
dinosaurs
I
around,
mean,
dude. We
they
wouldn't
would,
be.
it'd be such a roadblock on so many different things, like tearing down jungles and stuff. You're not going to start tearing down jungles with triceratops and stuff in it. Like, what are you
No.
going to do? They're going to demolish your equipment, everything else. It would have just, man, that's actually kind of like a crazy thing to think of. Like, wild, bigger animals would have stopped humans from evolving to a certain point because,
Yeah.
like, they're going to cause problems. They're going to get oil drilling in the ocean. How are you going to do that with a megalodon that's specifically hunting you down to kill you?
Well, we went through that in like real aspects too, of like our ancestors, our original species, and other species around us. We had the people that like lions and tigers and specific big cats and wolves that were like almost wiping us out. Like we were getting fucked up. That's why we didn't leave the woods for a long time. We were like, bro, we're sitting in the trees, dog. Like,
Don't catch us out in the open field.
yeah, we ain't like we're there's some shit going on out here. Every time we leave, there's only one person coming back. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like I ain't doing none of that business,
we
bro.
got to go hunting with 50 dudes to come back with 10.
Yeah, like what?
Like,
What happened? The beast, you know?
man,
They're just yelling and shit, fucking
and
yelping.
it really like makes you think. Like, you go back to caveman days and like the first generation of real people. Like, what was that like? What was your life like? No, any sort of technology at all. I mean, they're barely on the cusp of fire. Like, could you imagine being the tribe that you just discovered fire? I bet it blew them away. Like, they were like, whoa, oh, 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 oh,
Hot
oh.
as fuck
And
too, bro.
like half of them were touching it, getting burned,
Ah,
burned the
fuck. Ah, ah.
and then they were attacking the fire in return
Oh,
because they were
oh.
just like, what is this?
Throwing it at each other and shit.
Like
Ah.
Night at the Museum, dog. Perfect example. The
Yep.
cavemen, just the way they are, is like that's exactly how I would envision. Like,
Oh,
oh, like,
oh.
like if everyone knows that one like really stupid person. Like you grew up with this dude that no matter what, you just knew like this dude dumber than a box of rocks.
Yep.
I every now and then I would look at him and be like, man, you're almost like a caveman.
Yep.
Because like you'd show him stuff and they'd be like, oh,
Yeah. Oh,
oh.
oh, oh,
Like,
oh.
yeah, there it is. There, oh, look at him
Yeah.
get so excited. I would be,
And
that'd be
and then
dope.
then they started eating mushrooms and shit and started getting smart, bro. That's what I think happened, bro. They were getting
Oh,
eating mushrooms.
100%. They
They were
stumbled
getting
across
smart.
that first must or like a peyote cactus. And
Yeah.
they were just like, oh, what is this pink little fruit? And next thing you know, 12 hours later, they're, oh.
So, like to loop back in to this whole dinosaur world thing, are there any dinosaur movies that you like at all that aren't just Jurassic Park? One that came to mind for me right away, for all the, I don't say a little older people, but a little older, the movie Dinosaur. It was a Disney movie where the world was gonna end and like these dinosaurs, like
Mm,
dude, it was really dark and good and
with the
fucking weird,
star flowers and stuff.
like
Is that the one?
the little lemurs and shit bouncing off the trees and stuff, and the
Mm-hmm.
world ends, and the big ass fucking meteors are coming down, bro, fucking slamming against shit, bro. Like that one was a
Dog.
good one, dude. Like I like shit like that. Give me a good dark dinosaur movie, you know?
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, dude.
That was a good, I always love Land Before Time. But
And
like,
the
that's
little
kind of
the actress that played the little girl dinosaur died around that time too, didn't she? You know the
yeah,
little
like right after it
right
came
at
out.
yeah, and like it has like her like tombstone, I think has it. But anyways, keep going.
The crazy thing is though, like Jurassic Park has such a monopoly on dinosaur movies. There really isn't a ton of them.
No,
Like
not
you
much.
have like kid dinosaur movies. Of course you have like, oh, they did that Nat Geo thing that was like a docu series of like how the
Yep.
dinosaurs went extinct. That was like dope. I know it's
Hmm.
not like a dinosaur movie, but like
Yeah.
when it comes to those kind of movies, I mean, you either have them that are making fun of it, like Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell, which is dope. Like
Yep.
it puts a good perspective. But then, like, shoot, you run out of options. I mean, Meet the Robinsons. That I don't know if you remember that they had the T Rex,
Yeah.
and I mean that kind of what started me into like the dinosaur realm of like
Yeah.
seeing that dinosaur and the dude puts a little bowler hat on him. And he's talking about his little arms. I got this big head and these little arms, and it like cracked me up, and that like opened my eyes up. Of like these animals are so different to anything we've ever seen. And then like you watch all the other Jurassic Parks, and it's like whoa, oh shit. But I would
Yeah.
say Jurassic Park is like the all-time
Yeah.
peak of like that's it.
That's
Those are
it.
dinosaurs.
Those, yeah. And I'm looking through these, man, and I love that you say all that because I was gonna say that too. When I was doing some research on this before we started this pod, we've had a few days, and when I was looking into the movies, like that was a big subject I was gonna bring up of like, there's not a lot of them, and what I would like to say is if I could have anything different with that, it's yes, Jurassic Park's amazing. The Lost World, Jurassic Park's really good as well. Some of the other ones are really good. I'm a big fan of the third one. I like when the pterodactyls are in that giant cage
All that
in the
dome thing.
fog. Yeah, and you just see him sitting there, dude.
You
Oh
and they're all kind of
no.
shaking. They're like, "What is that?" And that camera turn is just like perfect. That
Oh,
then it doof, doof.
the only thing I wish I could add into a Jurassic, I know Jurassic Park's for kids, but can we have a few more curse words? Because like, who the fuck is gonna see a dinosaur and not go, "What the fuck is that?"
Holy
Fuck,
shnikes!
fuck, fuck. No, instead we're like, "Oh my gosh!" No, dude, if a Jurassic
Gee
fuck, if
willikers!
yeah, if a T Rex starts coming out of the woodwork, bro, in the rain, I'm gonna be like, "Yo,
I'm gonna be
yo,
saying some things. Even my mama gonna be like, "Whoa,
yeah,
don't
bro."
say
Like,
that." I'm,
people are like, oh, going to Jurassic Park would be so cool. It would be I. It would be I. But I say I. Like I'm gonna have two feelings. One, I'm gonna feel scared, or two, it's the same feeling I get going to the zoo, man. You love going to the zoo until you realize how sad them motherfucking animals are, dude.
yeah. Or
And it,
like, there's always that time where like the gorilla charges the glass. If you're at Jurassic Park and the T Rex charges the glass, I hope they have a good EMS squad because
that's
I'm
what
having a heart
I
attack.
want the janitors carrying tranquilizers on them, bro. Like I need everybody fucking locked and loaded in
Can you
that.
imagine you sign up for like your first job and you get stuck on the janitorial service at Jurassic World?
What a concept. And you that'd be a cool movie. Like you're not like the researcher, you're not like the normal guy, you're not any of that. You're just a dude who worked there, and then something crazy goes off. You end up locking yourself in your closet, janitor closet on accident or something. You just hear screaming, horror, roaring, everyone freaking out, and you're just like, what? And you get out, and it's like a week later, you get out of the thing, and now you have to fucking look around and survive, and all the dinosaurs just roaming around, dude.
Or you're like on your lunch break and you see a dinosaur walk by the window. You're
I want
just
to
like,
see now. I know Jurassic Park's trying to do more of a horror style here soon. They are. They're trying to make it a little scary. Love that because I would like to see something that's not Jurassic Park World related, and it's like a horror movie,
oh,
like like a
because
real
that's what it
horror.
is.
Yeah, yeah, like a real one. There was a video game. Actually, I don't want to do it disjustice. There was a dinosaur video game that was on PlayStation One. Um, that really had a good concept of this. It was kind of like Jurassic Park, I guess, but it was dark. It was rated M for mature. Um, Hold on, let me look this up. It's PlayStation One. Um, Hold on, let me see. There's a
You
lot
remember
of dinosaurs.
the King Kong game on PlayStation?
Oh yeah,
That was dope. Getting them.
Dino Crisis, bro.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, bro. If you get a chance, look up some Dino Crisis, bro. It was um. Let me see who was. One second. Yeah, good as fuck. Actually, let me do the screen share real quick. I mean, might as well.
Have you ever played the game Ark?
I know of the game. I've not played it though.
That game.
Hold on. Hold on. This thing's getting wild now on me. Hold on. Sorry for everyone listening.
BBC.
All right, sorry everybody. That was a little bit there. I just want to go know. Might as well show this stuff. Dino Crisis, bro.
Survive. Oh, that looks wicked.
Dude, so good, so creepy. Look at this bad boy here. Like you're fighting these bad boys, dude.
No,
Like you're getting crazy with these dudes,
I
bro.
ain't fighting a dog fighting a raptor in a double wide trailer. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's kind of like a Resident Evil vibe to it. I'd love to see something like this remade, like a horror dino game would be pretty freaking slick, dude.
That'd be dope as like a movie concept.
So cool, bro. Like, get really after it. Oh, look at that. They combined Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil Jurassic Rampage. I'd fucking pay top dollar for some shit like
Or
that,
even
bro.
like that would be a good concept for Jurassic Park, like the third person, like not the main scientist and dudes. I want to see the
Yeah.
perspective of like the park goer. Like I want to see the family like getting ready for that trip. planning it, and then like they go to the island, and then it all goes down. And
I
like
love
you,
that.
oh man, there's a tsunami movie. I forget what it's called, but that's Tom Holland's like first movie, and like they're little kids, and like the tsunami comes and destroys their hotel, like that kind of vibe, but in a T-Rex filled. Oh man,
Oh yeah, give me like Blair Witch Project, or no,
like
like you remember Cloverfield?
oh
Give me
oh
something. Give me
dog,
something like that. Give me
like just
something
a
like,
hand filmed,
yeah, dude, and just shaking and shit while you're in the
oh,
woods, bro, and you just hear, and you just
then
fucking,
that quick, oh man,
fucking taking
the
off, dude.
you can call it like the Jurassic accounts of like
Oh, dude.
oh the first person experience of Jurassic.
I just call it like something simple, like Dino, you know, like or like scared shitless. No, I'm just.
That would suck too because like you're on an island. Like what are you gonna do?
Same thing with that like video game where it's like, bro, like if you're on the island, like if you're not like that would no, yeah, not doing that.
You're just trapped.
Like if you're like accidentally finding it, you know how like people find extinct animals a lot these days. They're trying to hunt them, like find not hunt them down because that's why they're extinct, but they're trying to hunt them down and find them and like get them recorded. They had a couple that
Yeah.
just came out recently, which is a crazy concept. But like you could still go report back to somebody if you're on an island, bro. You ain't got nowhere to go. Like you ain't got nothing to like King Kong, dude. Like so, all right. Speaking of King Kong, so I was thinking about that. We were talking about King Kong before with this shit. Is Godzilla a dragon or a dinosaur?
Hmm. I think a dragon.
Yeah.
Can't that bitch fly?
No.
She
No.
can't.
He's too big and like weird and like he just swims away every time he fucking destroys something.
I mean, looks like a dragon, sounds like a dragon, just doesn't fly. It's kind of like an oversized crocodile. The only thing that like really freaks me out is like the fact of how does she live under the water? So like you're
Yeah.
telling me she can breathe underwater. She has the power of the sun, which it's an overrated superpower if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like that should be a thing. But like, I don't know. That's actually a really good question.
It's a Titanus, so they're all Titans, right? Like the lore of that. Like there's
The
Titans.
Titans, yeah.
It's Titanus Goria, Gojira. I might be butchering that. A fictional prehistoric reptilian monster. It's often depicted as a colossal creature resembling a dinosaur, specifically drawing inspiration from various real-world animals, including the Tyrannosaurus rex, the Stegosaurus, and an alligator. Godzilla's design is deliberate. I cannot say that word. Wow. Amalgamation of God damn, that was rough, dude. It's
Got
been
to
a
be a doctor
while.
to say that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. First Godzilla movie was a 1954, dude, creeping people out. All right, man. You a Godzilla guy, or you a Kong guy?
Oh, dude, King Kong
King Kong.
all day
Me too.
long.
Me too. Me.
But
It's
like, you also have like, I know the lore of Godzilla because I love those movies. So it's like that's just a mother doing her job, you know. Like a lot of people hate on Godzilla, but like she just protecting what's hers,
yeah,
man.
protecting the world from anything that's a giant creature, which is why when Kong comes out,
Yeah, she's like, I'm
Godzilla
gonna kill
gets
this thing.
gets woken up because it's a Titan that's
Yeah.
still here.
And then it's
And
like that one scene where Kong's fighting that other Titan, and then Godzilla's kind of like, "Huh, we're on the same little battle here, aren't we?" And
yeah,
then
I'm a
they
little
team up.
confused.
Oh,
But the thing with Godzilla, it's the same thing with Transformers to me. It's like, how are you here to protect people, but we're not like, there's no
you're not,
liability for
yeah,
killing the whole city?
you're destroying everything, and I'll protect you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, Optimus Prime's dope as hell, but he's full of himself, dog.
He's
Like,
destroyed New York 18 times.
I know, like some of like people get mad at the human interaction. This is off topic, but fuck it, like we're going wild here. Like people get mad at the interactions that like the government, like the one government girl has with Optimus. Like, why are you talking to Optimus like that? Optimus wants the best for us. Don't be mean to Optimus. It's like, no, motherfucker. I'd sit there too and point my finger in his fucking oil ass and be like, yo, bro. You ain't quit telling us what to do. You just murdered a whole city.
Yeah.
You should let us get
Especially
out and
like,
fight. No, we ain't
let,
letting you get out nowhere, cuz. You gonna sit right here.
right. Let me see Ironhide pull up. I'm gonna be like, dog,
Oh,
you shot 37 missiles into a building. You missed every single time.
oh.
Like, who's fixing this, dog?
Yeah, yeah. Who's
And
doing
they're
it?
just
Like,
like Autobots. Wow. And then they just,
just take off, dude.
yeah, like what are you gonna do?
There's a cool dinosaur. Speaking of dinosaurs in the Transformers world.
What episode or what movie is that? The when
Uh,
all the dinosaurs
yeah, it's
they come back. I think it's like
Tra-
the fourth one or
Transformers like the Lost,
Primal.
not like Lost World or Prime. It's something weird like that, ain't it?
I think it's
Um,
Primal because that's when he runs into like all the gorillas and all the other dudes that are like way older and are like, you guys are messing all this up. They're actually the only Transformers like to call them out.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we've been here forever and they didn't have a clue. And then you guys showed up.
Dinobots.
So dumb.
Dinobots, dude. That's a wild concept. A little
And could you imagine being in an alternate universe where it's like mechanized robots instead of animals?
yeah, like everywhere.
No
Like
one knows how they show up. They just show up.
that's a crazy concept for like a futuristic dystopia type movie where it's like we most of our animals are extinct except in the zoos, but we have a bunch of AI animal replacements.
Like, yeah, we bring them back as robots. And people are like, how do you guys have these animals? And we're like,
And it's like an ecosystem thing. Like what if it
yeah,
makes the ecosystem run even smoother?
like keeps it all in.
Like perfect balance. Like we have the
What
perfect
if the
amount of
dire wolf's actually a robot?
yeah, like what they're tricking us, bro. Or it's like just like a fucking full grown, overgrown husky mix. Like,
It's some husky they found in a dumpster in Ohio. Like,
bro,
oh, dude, look at this thing. It's huge.
we talked about that a little bit with Keegan. Made me think. They're talking about bringing back, the direwolves back, which is cool. But I think what what's fucking them up is that they don't hire you got the scientists, right? That's cool, but you need to hire the motherfuckers in the hood that are fucking dog breeding Rottweilers with Chihuahuas. Like you need to get the guys that are doing the real dirty, messed up stuff
Man, those
and
big
get
old
them
pit
out.
bull
Yeah,
chihuahuas.
get them out there to fucking work on some of these animals and bring them back, dude. Maybe they got the right spice. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got the right ingredients. Like, oh, we're gonna bring back a woolly mammoth, but we're gonna mix it with like a bloodhound and a little bit of a grizzly bear, and then we're gonna just. And then
And like the scientists would be like, why are you guys going to do that? And they're like, hold on, brother. You don't know about genetics.
yeah, you don't
They're
know,
like,
but
what? We know everything about genetics. No, 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 no. I breed pit bulls and chihuahuas.
yeah,
You don't know
yeah.
about
You
it.
been to my kennels?
He
Like,
just has like a 10-pound chihuahua, six of it's a head. He's like, do you see this thing? They're like, how did you do that?
having like a little pet dinosaur, like the little ones you were saying though, like that'd be hard. That'd be
Or
tough.
like Aang's little, oh, lemur, flying
Yeah,
lemur. Could you
yeah.
imagine you could find a flying lemur?
Oh,
That'd be
dude,
dope.
to have it
Little
chilling.
flying lemur.
Probably stinks.
Ugh, pooped on your shoulder.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying, bro. Like any
it
animal like
wouldn't
that
care.
smells like shit, bro. Like even rabbits. I love rabbits. I want a rabbit. I want a big show rabbit. With the big ears. They stink. They're hard to take care of, bro.
Imagine chaining up a saber tooth, throwing a rope around a saber tooth, tying it to a tree, feeding it.
Saber tooth, bro. You ever hear of the bone crunching dogs in North America? Like,
No,
yeah,
what in the
dude. If you
world?
ever want to look that, let me go back to this real quick. Everyone be patient. We're having a good time here today. Little Sunday scaries going on here. Um, yeah.
Bone crushing
So
dog.
bone crushing dog, North America.
Oh
So
no!
there was some dogs that were here that were ginormous, brother.
Look at
And
that thing at the top right. That thing was a pit bull on roids, son. What in the world?
yeah, bro, look at this.
Imagine
Look at
running
this.
up on that thing. Jesus,
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
And what the hell is it eating, bro? Got fucking
It looks like one of them beetles.
like dildo elk. Like the
Like, what's he doing with that thing?
God, just fucking ripping them to shreds. They were
And they
really,
got a
really
whole bunch in the
fast.
background just chasing something else down. That's
Yeah,
wild.
bro. crazy concept when you're talking about the older creatures. They used to be here. Imagine keeping this like, hey, that's my buddy Bo.
I think I
Bo.
seen one of those in Chicago.
Oh, here's a good one for you.
That's ridiculous.
Oh wait, zoomed in too far. I think there you go. Look at that.
That's ridiculous.
I don't even
That's
know
a
if you call.
bear.
That's what I'm saying. That's like a bear mountain lion mix. Like
I
that's
never.
crazy. That's crazy, dude. If you ever want to do more research on that, bro, you should, bro. That shit gets wild, bro.
I think they should bring that back.
Bring back those? No, bro. No. I mean, honestly, we just need to keep introducing huskies into the wilderness to help with like some of the population of like, like deer and such. Oh man, bless you. Oh, bless you again.
Woo!
You went down. Bless you,
Woo!
man. Bless you, bro. Bless you. Oh man. Hey, we were going down the rabbit hole. I just gotta pick your brain a little bit on this. Back to the Transformers. What was your favorite guy in Transformers, dude? This is something we need to bring up with Dalton. This is Dalton.
Um,
This is Dalton's expertise. But we can't bring up Transformers without me asking which ones are your dogs that you rooted for.
man. So like, do you remember the sidekicks? I forget their names. Ratchet and something else, the little ice cream truck dudes, the two brothers that
Well, yeah, Ratchet was actually the medic,
oh yeah, the medic.
and
I
then
liked him.
you're talking
Ironhide.
about the two funny brothers from like the
I
second and
can't think
third
of their
one.
names. Yeah, that they turn into the ice cream truck and they're all the time getting mad at each other.
Yeah, those
Come
dudes are
on,
funny.
man, what are you doing?
I was a
I
big fan
love
of Jazz, of course, from the first one.
oh, I forgot about
And then he gets
Jazz.
ripped in fucking half, dude. He's
Yeah.
talking shit too.
And he was the cool one too.
Yeah,
Wasn't
come
he
here, motherfucker. Like he's
like a
over here.
sports car or
Yeah, he
something?
ghetto as hell, yelling like, "Come on, man, we'll get with it, baby." Like, and he's getting ripped. Like
Man.
the shreds, bro. I
And
was
then you
a
can't forget the little the truck dude, that little Decepticon that was like a bad guy at first. And then
oh yeah,
she starts bullying him and he's like, man, I'm on your guys' side now. That he's all the time like doing all this dumb shit, riding around with the dog in a truck. That it was priceless. I love that little dude.
bro. I gotta say, like, if your car could turn into a goddamn transformer, bro, that would stress me the fuck out, dude. I wouldn't be able to
Man.
handle. I wouldn't be able to handle none of that. I'd freak the fuck out. Like Sam Witwicky, bro. He's like the definition of a crash out. I love that character. He's coming back. They're redoing. That's why I wanted to bring out. Hey, fuck it. We're talking about movies and shit. We always do. We getting random out here. Dinosaurs, Transformers. Fuck it. Same category. King Kong. All in the same
Yes,
fucking.
sir.
But dude, like you ever seen like the compilations of him fucking tweaking, bro? Fucking Shia LaBeouf, dude. Fucking,
He's a
he's
really good actor.
dude getting crazy with it, bro. He's fucking funny as fuck with it. I love their parents in those movies too. Like they're
Oh,
always
when
like,
they're all in the backyard, they tear it up. And he's like,
yeah.
what in the world happened out here?
Yeah, and they're just like crazy shit's popping off, and they're like, "What the hell?" Like, and they just
And he's
vibing.
leaning out the window looking at up. I'm gonna kill you guys. Get out of here. And he's like, we can't leave.
No, fucking crazy. My favorite, of course, I just can't help it, man. When I was a little, younger, you said it already. Ironhide to me was my dog. I thought there was like no one tougher, no one cooler. And if you really, we talk about video games. I don't know if you ever dabbled into the PlayStation 2 Transformers video
Oh
games.
yeah.
Dude, good as fuck. Free, it was open world too. Like what? Like, dude, give me a GTA but with fucking Transformers.
Oh yeah, it was dope. I think I had one on my PSP too.
Yeah. Like, dude, I would fucking rock that. Give me, you know what? All right, everybody, I need a new dinosaur game soon. A good one. And I need a fucking there's a good Jurassic Park game that's out, I think, or they were working on for a long time.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
know a couple people that play that. The
Yeah,
Jurassic Park.
it's like in 4K and shit. Like you see
Yeah.
in videos how pretty it is on PCs. I need that, and I need to give me a modern day Transformers game, please. Or I'll even do another game. Give me an like a okay what's the studio? They do fuck I'm blanking. They do Last of Us, they do Uncharted, um something dog,
Oh,
something dog. God, sorry everybody, we're blanking out here today.
I don't know. I instantly was thinking of all the Xbox developers.
Naughty Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, give me like an Uncharted like dinosaur game. Like I want to go
That'd
into
be
the
dope.
wilderness and be running
Find me
around
some
and shit.
dinos.
Got fucking running around and shit. Find me some dinosaurs, dude. And shout out to I don't know if you ever played for this type of subject talking about megafaunas, all this shit. Like, dude, do you ever play Far Cry Primal?
Oh
I know
yeah.
the game
I
got a
got that
lot of
downloaded
shit.
right now.
Yeah, the game got a lot of shit when it came out because of course they caught that there was double patching. the maps from Far Cry 4, and we all started to realize that Far Cry's downfall with any Ubisoft game is let's just cover and copy and paste everything. That's why
Everything and
Assassin's
put a
Creed
little
sucks
texture
too
on
because
it.
it's the same. Yeah, bro, like breaks my heart with that because I used to love the Far Cry games a lot. Um, like a lot. But Primal was dope because then you can like master your own animals and ride saber tooths, ride your
Yeah,
bears, ride like different lines you could get and rare animals you could find and like bro.
it was like the first one that they brought like the companion animals
Yep.
into it. That
And
was like
if you
dope.
had the saber tooth, nothing else fucked with you because they were scared of
It
it.
was a saber tooth
Yeah, bro. But if you were riding like something that was a little softer, like the animals would attack your fucking ride,
because
bro.
they could take it. Yeah, it
Man,
had
that's a
like a real life feel to it.
So you were asking about dinosaurs being rode. My brain's flying all over the place, bro. I'm cooking right now. If dinosaurs being rode is a wild concept, we were riding horses, right? But we had to get to that point to figure that we could. What else did we try riding?
Oh, dude, I bet we try to ride some dumb shit like a pig, a cow, donkeys, goats,
Look it up. I'm looking it up now. Donkeys. That's yeah, mules. Yep, donkeys, mules, camels.
oof, that would be a weird one.
Water buffaloes are used a lot. I've seen that. I've seen people ride water buffaloes. Is
Oh
that?
yeah, and like India and stuff, they use
Yep.
big old water buffalo
And then like
bisons.
the police and military use them as well to go in areas. You can ride llamas, used in South America for carrying goods and means of
Llamas are
transport.
fucking mean, dog.
Gross, dude.
They
I was thinking of pulling dynamite too. Tina, eat your dinner. Fucking slams this down on it, dude. Oxen. Did you know? I always think it's wild. Oxen is the plural for ox. It's not.
oxen,
Yeah, it's not ox. Yeah, like this. Like the. I think
like
there used to be a.
oxes.
Yeah, no, it's oxen.
Huh.
Yeah, I always thought that was wild. And reindeer.
Oh, you got me messed up. Try to ride a reindeer.
Hey, Saint Nick was on his shit, bro, doing that. We also have animals that have been rode are alligators, giant tortoises, ostriches, dolphins.
I have a couple problems with that list. Um,
Yeah.
the first one, alligators, that's just a wild one to look at and be like, I bet I could sit on it.
Oh yeah.
And then
Fucking.
like the first dude to ride a tortoise, he was just disappointed sitting on that thing and it
Or he's
full
he's
speed.
just an asshole, bro. Get off that fucking animal, bro.
Right. Why'd you find a big old land turtle and you were like, let me ride it? It only goes like 2 miles an hour. And then like a dolphin? Who in the hell jumped on a dolphin? I want to know when that happened. Because if it was like way back in the day, how didn't you know it was a shark?
Here's okay. So I'm thinking, yeah, dolphins would be crazy. So I'm thinking like, all right, what are other animals as well that we tried to ride that did not work? First one, I should have thought about this. The zebra.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about a zebra.
Despite their appearance being similar to horses, zebras have never been successfully domesticated for riding due to their wild temperament, aggressive nature, and physical limitations.
Oh, so you'll break its back.
Yeah, it's probably just mean too.
It's gonna bite you. It knows better than let you on its back.
Oh, we got other animals as well. Let me go look here. I'm doing some research for the people. We're doing God's work right now.
But
Um,
even like horses, like you said, who's the first dude to look at a big ass horse and was like, let's jump on
North American equids, members of the horse family that disappeared about 8 to 10,000 years ago.
it? Is that the brown, half brown and striped thing?
Let me see here. Sorry, I'm doing more research here for the people. You know, if you guys ever notice, we'll talk about this next week with conspiracies. It's a really cool way for me to segue into this. And yes, you are right. These ones are kind of like horses. They're striped a little bit. They're big and goofy looking. They're kind of like zebras, I guess, and donkeys. Um, no, that's interesting. But one thing that I want to dive into next week that kind of goes into what we're talking about here with things that have either like just history, things that aren't around anymore, old animals. Pay attention to the time frame. You will see that majority of animals or things or civilizations or artifacts or stories of the great floods or all that shit, biblical stuff even, it's always 13,000 to 10,000 years ago. We went through a great reset at that time period that screwed us. And we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know if it was just the floods. We don't know if it was when the volcanoes were erupting. We don't know exactly what went down, but something went down and fucked us all up. And I just think it's wild that we don't dive into that more of like all these numbers add up to the same days.
What
Everything is
always bugged me
10,000
about
years.
that is Egypt. Like everyone just, yeah, yep, it happened. You guys don't want to look into it of how they learned how to mold gold, why they worshiped gods nobody ever heard of.
Yeah.
They were perfect builders in every way.
So back to sorry, staying on this since I had it, but zebra. This is facts about a zebra. I think I've never really knew much about zebras other than the fact they're just kind of oddballs.
Striped.
Yeah. The kick of a zebra can break a lion's jaw. They can be savage biters and possesses a ducking reflex that helps them avoid being caught by lassos. Familiarity with human hunter gatherers may have also fostered a strong avoidance response in the zebra. So apparently zebras got a little fucking duck and dodge, bro.
Like an instant reaction to like that feeling like when someone's behind you and your hair stands up. They,
Yeah. Like you imagine like trying to like, all right, lasso this horse up. We don't know what these things are. They're just strapped horses. And then you just fucking launch it and it goes, oh man, what the hell? Get the fuck away. That's when I first realized I ain't riding that thing.
or you know that first dude, he didn't have a rope. He walked up on that thing, probably behind it, because they were like, let's be sneaky. You can't
Yeah.
see us coming. And then that thing just whoop, kicked it, kicked him right in the mouth, and all of his buddies were like, whew, what is that?
Man, this is all big on the zebra. Wild horses that can't be broken. And I'm trying to find other ones, but the zebra seems to be a big hit.
I don't know. You take a zebra down to Yellowstone Ranch, I bet it'll get broke.
Nah, fuck that. Take him to Broken Skull Ranch with Stone Cold
Oh
Steve Austin,
no.
dude. Fucking let him
I
go.
ain't taking none of your shit, boy.
Two solid ass cats. Like I fucking love him,
Go
dude.
give me a Budweiser.
That shit's fucking hilarious, bro. Dude, wild, bro, wild. And some of these animals that used to be here, like right, that's just a concept of things you don't think about. Like, what were we riding, bro? Like, how did we figure out we need to ride something, and what worked and what didn't? Because my dumb ass be hopping on damn near anything, bro. And
You'd have
just
seen
like,
me on an ostrich, son.
oh, dude, yeah, just fucking. I see you on a water buffalo, dude, and you like have a bunch of like
Taking my
armor on
time.
you. Yeah, you have a bunch of like armor, like a fucking samurai, and you're just walking through the woods, bro.
Ooh, we're like a badass and you somehow get a hippo.
Oh no, dude, no. Here you go. What is? I've been wanting to think about this. So hippos, one of the most dangerous animals in the world, right? Of course, and they're gross and they're weird and like there's nothing else that looks like them, really.
They have
Like
the most confirmed kills out of every wild animal. Every single year, they're just munching on people.
ancestors to hippos, Anthracolarus. Um, what are these?
Probably a hippo on steroids.
Yeah, they evolved from a group of terrestrial mammals. Um, the earliest known versions of these were popping up 56 million years ago. Wow.
You know,
Wow.
it always bugs me when like people talk about dinosaurs and like 56 million years ago. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah, I never understood that. Like now this is the part of like knowledge that always I think it's fascinating because it leads to conspiracies and stuff, right? It leads to the openness of the mind,
Yeah,
but also it's like I'm too dumb to understand. Like I have a hard time understanding how we understand the distance between us and the sun. I know there's like science involved and measurements and distance and light and all that stuff. I still think there's something about it it's a guess. As you get older, you realize no one knows a damn thing. But
no,
I'm
it's
also far from physics, far from that type of world. Fuck, dude, I'm literally telling jokes on stage. Like I
it's
don't
like all
know.
them people like they all have one solid idea that everyone's like that actually makes sense. but there's hardly evidence behind it. Like people, when they talk about space, they're like, well, we got all this evidence on how space was made. No, we don't. What evidence? We live on a rock.
Maybe that's the case, though. Maybe it's the rock. Because relative geological time, this involves comparing the age of one dinosaur fossil to another, is another way they do it. Absolute geological time. This estimates how many million years old a dinosaur fossil is by dating radioactive elements in rocks near or containing the fossils.
That's wild.
So yeah, I mean that's probably got to be it, right? Like they test the rocks and they figure
Yeah,
out like they try to correlate time periods with it, and they could probably estimate those pretty easily because then they could tell what was only a few years back. All right, if this was only a few years back, kind of like
yeah,
rings to a tree.
right. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is why we learn, everybody. We're learning. I never knew. I always wondered, like, how the fuck do you guys just know? Like, you
Like
know,
I understood, like if they're frozen in like an iceberg, and like you still got the body and stuff, like you can take DNA and stuff from it, but it's like a 50 million year old bone. Had always kind of like, how in the world?
well, dinosaurs roamed the earth 165 million years. Like, I know people throw the word million out a lot. They throw the word billion out a lot. Like, but do we understand how long that is?
Yeah, our homeboy JC, he wasn't there.
No, bro. And if he was, bro, he was hiding.
And this brings up another good point. Biblically, dinosaurs kind of cause a problem.
Yeah. But
Like,
I guess I'm not like the most, religious person, but I did take a lot of religion classes, of course, in college. Did really well at that. Have a
are there dinosaurs in it?
pretty good understanding of some of this stuff. But I think what makes dinosaurs intriguing is I think it's like just the animal nature part of things that like is never really talked about. Like they say all the other animals were made as well, but like were all of them made? Like were like the weird glowing frogs that poison you part of the same project as us? Were the Komodo dragons part of the same thing as us? Is dolphins being as smart as are part of the same shit as us? Or squids coming down from asteroids and shit part of us? Like once
There's a
you start
lot to it.
once you start breaking that part down, it's like, man, where does the slippery slope really end? Or where do we just go? I mean, it's all part of the process. But then it's like, a lot of people, this is where we get down and deep into the weird, dumb shits. A lot of people, truly believe that maybe part of what knocked the dinosaurs out of fucking commission was us. Like, what if part of the alien species that showed up, we fucked them up? I always saw that and thought that was really interesting. Now, it definitely probably does not match what's going on. If that was the case, we'd have a whole lot better situations going on. We've been around for a lot longer.
I mean, it
Um,
matches like the humans past.
yeah,
Humans,
like our
they
past
fuck
is
shit up.
and our past is sketchy too, right? We're like we've been around way longer than we know. So it's like, what if, um, let me look this up too. Now, last dinosaur to go extinct. The last dinosaurs to go extinct lived about 65 to 66 million years ago. These include species like the Triceratops, and a bunch of other big words I can't read. The extinction event, likely caused by an asteroid impact, marked the end of a 165 million year reign with the dinosaurs. I do want to know which one was the last one to walk the earth, though. Like I know they are saying Tyrannosaurus Rex, Triceratopses, and stuff, which is why we probably find more of those than most. Um,
Well, but shoot, you still got crocodiles and stuff.
that's why I was going at next. What dinosaur is part of the crocodile family?
I bet isopods would be like the oldest dinosaur animal alive.
Archosaurus. No, the crocodiles are not dinosaurs. Crocodiles evolved from reptiles that existed before dinosaurs. Wow.
What?
Both crocodiles and dinosaurs came from the crown group Archosaurus, which were reptiles that included birds, crocodiles, can't say that word, and dinosaurs.
Could you imagine if a crocodile could fly?
Well, I mean, it kind of goes, it makes sense, right? Where you talk about, they say T-Rexes are birds, which is a crazy, creepy concept. I think birds are creepy, really creepy. I think they're creepier, right?
If
Giant,
if a
giant bird.
T-Rex is a bird, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. But see, and then it's like what classifies a dragon to just a reptilian bird. Because you see those little reptiles, little wings and stuff, but they're like, those aren't dragons. Those are lizards.
Historical roots. Dragons may have evolved from misinterpretations of dinosaur fossils and early descriptions resembling snakes or reptiles.
Oh, hell. A snake big enough that you think it's a dragon?
Cultural variations. Different cultures have their own versions of dragons. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying to keep going.
I didn't know there were different types of dragons. I just thought a dragon was a dragon.
Yeah, you got different ones. I love this. Are dragons real animals? The simple answer is no. Dragons are typically depicted fire breathing winged reptiles are not real in the sense of being zoologically verifiable animals. They are primarily a product of human mythology and folklore woven in the fabric of cultures across the globe. You know what, dude? Just because you tell me that doesn't mean I have to believe you. You know what I'm
Yeah, no
saying?
kidding.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you fucking spot that out to me, don't mean I gotta fucking sit here and take your bowl. What was that for my Talladega Nights? I made too much money for your bowl, Chip. You know what I mean? like, damn, bro. I mean, you got Komodo dragons and stuff, but are dragons real? Not in the way you think. This is a cool article. Sorry for everyone listening. I mean, people listening is probably smooth. People watching, my head's turning. I'm looking at my other computer here, and I'm diving in. Um, Many living animals carry a dragon name, but none match up to the mighty fire breathing beast of legend. Um, no, bro. Dang, I was trying to read that, and they're like trying to. If you want more information, please subscribe. Get out of here, man. I
Hey,
ain't trying to.
1999 a month. I hate that
Yeah,
shit.
bro. Like, I mean, they're about to show me some Komodo dragons and shit like that. Um,
But like if I ever seen a lizard breathe fire, I'd take it out.
I think if I start seeing lizards breathing fire, I walk the other way. I warn who I can, and whoever doesn't get warned, I pray for. That's
Could you imagine trying to explain it? Like you just see like a little dragon. Like it's about 2 feet long. It popped its head out the bush.
So I think back then it'd be easier in the old days because it's something you expect. You have to expect the unexpected. You have to be comfortable with the unknown. There's so much unknown around you. It's filled with mythology, stories. So if you do see one, you're going to be like, it's going to be scary. It's going to be crazy. But you're going to be like, oh my God, there it is. I think what would be even more terrifying is like today, where you're like, you know, designed to know that these things aren't real. So if
Not
I
believe it.
if I saw one pop out, I'm probably throwing up.
What
Fucking.
what is that?
But then people are like, if dragons are real, how would we deal with them? I'll tell you how we deal with them. Same way we deal with everything in the red, white, and blue, country that we live in. Zoom, zoom.
We got a caliber big enough for that,
Man, we
son.
got jets, dog. And we got fire too.
That'd be wicked because you know no one's going to believe you. It'd be one of those moments like your phone would be dead or like you wouldn't have your phone on you. You just
No
taking out the
service.
trash right, right there.
Well,
And then you
here you
try to
go.
tell people and they're like, Jack, you need to go check yourself in, dog.
I'll wrap it around with this concept, man. What if here dragons were actually ancient versions of airplanes with weapons? Like, oh, flying object, weird scales, flying over me. Next thing you know, fire came out of its mouth and fucked us all up. That's a fucking bomber.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
That's all it is, bro. What if it was like, bro, we just don't understand that, like in China, some motherfuckers just had that shit, bro.
Like
And
they
they,
made a glider that
yeah,
like it just that's how
and they designed it like a dragon to scare them.
oh, that would be so
And
wicked.
it's just some dude on top, just dropping fucking jars filled with like weird minerals that are on fire and just.
Oh, that would be so scary. That would be even worse than a real
Yeah,
dragon.
that'd be terrifying, bro. That's a cool concept too, bro. They were just man-made flying machines, baby.
You in the middle of China, next thing you know, you just see just a
Maybe that's why I do with the time machine, bro. I go back in the day, I like soup up like a Hummer, paint it with scales, and just start hauling ass.
Dog, what if that's what happened? Somebody went back in time. They just took a Boeing 747 and painted it like a dragon.
You start dropping dimes on people, bro.
Bags of fire on people. They're just like, oh no.
No, fucking dude, that's awesome.
I
That's
would go
awesome.
back if I could go back in time. I would go back to like 1960s China with like a miniature Godzilla, like a 2 or 3 foot Godzilla. Just put it in the middle of the road so everyone's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, right after it was like 1957, the movie came out. So right afterwards, we're dropping that bitch right there. We're gonna fucking scare the fuck out of people, bro.
Oh, like a giant inflatable Godzilla. Could you imagine?
Or you know what I do? Fucking bring the movies back. Just drop them off. But hey, you know that new movie that just came out? Oh yeah, Godzilla. Say yeah, I got one for you. Godzilla versus Kong. What?
Oh no, they would have melted their brains.
They would have thought that shit was like
They would have never went to Africa. 100% they would have
they
been
would have
like,
never went
that's
anywhere,
real.
bro. No, no, everyone would freak the fuck out, dude. Or show them like, oh, dude, that'd be like we were talking about Cloverfield. Imagine being hey, go back just 30, 40 years ago. That's it. And like drop this video off and be like, hey, this is from the future. And be like, what is it? Like, watch. We don't know what to do. Bye. And then like they watch it and they're like,
I'm starting to find out time travel might actually be evil because nobody's going to use it for what you should. It's just going to be a just to see the reaction you could get.
yup, and drop a flashbang on Helen Keller's head and
Like you
see what
go
she
back,
does.
go back to 1912 with your iPhone. Hey, come over here. Hit him with the flash.
Bro, my iPhone's so old. If I went back to fucking 1912 with that bitch, they'd tell me to put it away, bro.
Imagine hitting someone with a flash.
Oh, dude.
They'd never seen a flashlight. You just oh, a witch, a witch.
Taking pictures,
Oh,
like
that'd be
record
so
them,
wild.
videos. Like, look at that was you. Wait, that's me? Yeah, that's you.
They'd never seen a real picture before. They'd be blasphemous.
Hey, a fun fact: the reason why people didn't smile in pictures for a long in the old days was because how long it took to process the photo. So it wasn't common to sit there and be like,
Yeah, because after 15 minutes, your face gonna hurt.
"Yeah, bro, you can do that," and it'll mess the camera up if you move your face. So you're supposed to just be like,
And like that concept is even crazier because like they were using black powder.
"Yeah,
Stare at me for a
poof,
second.
flame,
Yeah, you just went blind for the next 20 minutes.
eyebrows
But
gone."
yeah,
Like the first guy's taking the selfies, or like what always blew my mind is the first picture of the first camera. So it's a picture of the first camera. But is that the second camera that took a picture of the first camera?
man, I never even thought about that.
Like
A picture of a
picture of something that took the first picture?
yeah, because like there had been the dude that took a picture of a picture. It's like it works, or
First
like
selfie?
man, the concept of a camera, the first camera, like you're back, you're in your covered wagon, you just hit up a town. There's just a weird dude, so drunk. And he's like, I have a concept. And you're like, okay, shoot it. And you're like, for a penny, I can turn you into this picture. And you're like, what the hell is a picture? And then he
Yeah.
shows you like a picture, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And the next thing you know, there's you and your family dog, black and white. Or I would have liked to have been the old school wanted poster dude. Hey, we got this guy. He's wanted. It's kind of like a burlier old man. I need you to draw me an image. That would be dope.
Here you go. First picture, dude. I've never seen this before. This is wild.
That's kind of scary. That's eerie. If that isn't a oh my god it works picture, I don't know what is.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. That's a wild thing. Like it's like oh yeah, this guy took his I think the first picture in a mirror. That's wild. Oh, look at that.
Makes you also wonder, like, the first ghost, the first ghost story.
Yeah, dude. What's the first? The first ever recorded ghost.
It'd probably be something crazy.
What the hell is this? It's an old
Depiction
depiction.
of a ghost.
Yeah, earliest depiction of a ghost.
That's wild. You telling me ghosts been around so long they were putting them on stones?
Yeah, bro. And who do like? How do you explain the first ghost you see? And then it might. Okay, so like, I don't want to play like severe devil's advocate here and take away from our imagination because it's supposed to be a funny podcast. But I mean, who's to say whoever saw the first ghost wasn't like a little schizophrenic or something?
Oh man, could you imagine being the first person with schizophrenia?
Oh no, dude.
They would instantly chop your head off.
You either become a prophet or you become, top
Uh,
dog in your situation. Like,
or if they take it bad, dog, they're going to chop your head off. I got these voices in my head. You have
fuck,
what?
Randy Orton style, dude.
And that's another. So like the whole conversation of consciousness of like you got that little voice in the back of your head. Who was the first dude that brought that up? Because they probably looked at him like, if you keep talking, we're going to cut your head off. Like, do you guys got a little voice in the back of your head?
They're
How do you
called
know?
they're called thoughts, Aaron. That's what you just go, what?
What?
Thoughts. You're thinking.
That voice in your head? And they're
Yeah,
like, how do you
who's the
how do you
first one
know?
to come up with thinking? But hey, how did
There's
you
so many
know
wild
how'd you
concepts.
know to put this fire together? I thought of it.
Or like the first person that made a loaf of bread. What made you think of put that stuff together?
Yeah, and how many people died to get to that point?
Yeah. Like you made this weird substance and you're like, let's put it in the fire.
Put it in the fire, dude. Put anything in the fire. See what
Oh,
happens.
dog, them first people with a fire, they were putting everything in it.
Gosh, could you imagine the first okay, you may not know like which part of the pig to eat first, so you're gonna eat a little bit of everything. But imagine you get like the first real good pork belly, the first real good bacon, and you're like,
And
yo,
they were eating like the full piece of bacon.
yeah,
It wasn't even cut.
yo, yeah, just yo, this shit's crispy, bro, yo. Like imagine like that. Oh my God, you're fucking you literally
You'd be
cream.
changed forever.
Yeah, bro, you cream in your pants with something like that, bro. Oh my God, that's a wild fucking thing here.
The first caveman to stumble across a wild weed leaf.
Oh yeah, and just like, or all the other stuff they had to smoke.
Because like they probably thought it was like a weed or something.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this shit just causing ruckus. So they
Yeah,
ripped it out and then go to burn it to get rid of it. And they're all standing there next to they're like,
yeah,
have you
and then
guys ever thought about a higher power? And then
yeah,
they're all like, what?
if you take this round rock and you move it, it spins. What are you gonna call it? A wheel.
Oh,
A wheel.
dog, the first high, the first high get together with a whole bunch of cavemen.
The
Them
first,
gears were turning, son.
the first person to smoke Mary Jane. There is evidence to suggest that about 2,500 years ago, people in Central Asia inhaled psychoactive cannabis as ceremonies. Archaeologists have found traces of THC in primitive incense burners found in, wow, Jerzankel, I don't know how to say that, cemetery in Premier Plateau in Tajikistan. I can't say that.
Dog, them dudes were getting buried with bud.
Yeah, bro. That's kind of wild. Who was the first
Oh
one?
yeah, dog. If you like go to the Himalayan mountains, it's like it just naturally grows all over the Himalayan mountains. It's absolutely covered in marijuana.
Oh, we got a
Oh, dude, a dinosaur.
yeah, we got a dinosaur singing. That's the Elder Chung, the Elder Chungosaurus.
She said, I have arrived, father.
Yeah, yeah, I know. She's right up on my stuff right now. Well, I'm gonna end this up here soon, because I'm gonna find the first person A dinosaur. The first person to find a dinosaur.
Oh, dog, that's a wild concept. Could you imagine being the first dude?
William Buckland in 1677. Robert Plot is credited with discovering the first dinosaur bone, but his best guess as to what it belonged to was a giant human. It wasn't until William Buckland, the first professor of geology at Oxford University, that a dinosaur fossil was correctly identified for what it was. Megalosaurus is believed to be the first dinosaur ever described scientifically. British fossil hunter William Buckland found some fossils in 1819 and he eventually described them and named them in 1827. I bet you there's some sketchy shit with that motherfucker too. Look at this.
Dog, the weirdest part about that is he instantly was like, "These are giant humans." Like, what would make you even think that a human would ever be that big?
Yeah, right? Like, why? Like, that's history, man. We don't know nothing. We don't know shit. Well, hey, we could keep yip yapping and chit chatting for all this weird stuff, but we're gonna lean this into the next pod when we have Keegan on next week, and we start getting down on the conspiracies. We start getting down on history, and I think we need to
Ooh.
name the next episode the first. Like, who's the first to do anything? So in between now
Oh,
and then, Azul, get a little list together throughout the next week of what was the first of anything.
oh man, it's about to go deep,
And we're gonna
son.
break it down to we're gonna figure out some research. We're gonna name some names. We're gonna get down and dirty and get wild
Man,
out here and get crazy, bro. What a smooth day. Dinosaurs are wicked, people. Dinosaurs are wicked. We're not the biggest dinosaur guys either. You know, there's not always a bunch of dinosaurs we know compared to other people, but I think the concept of dinosaurs itself is trippy enough to get wild and dirty with it. I have to plug this in as we're wrapping up here soon, May 28th. Catch me over at I think it's I keep messing up 1532 Club over in Columbus. Getting wild over there. Gonna be winning some contests, comedies, bumping and bumping and bumping and thumping. Also, we have the recap episode of the draft episode happening here soon. From the deep pod, that will be wild. You can see how wrong or right we were from that podcast. And of course, next week, look out for me, Azul, and Keegan will be back in action. The trio. Honestly, I've even thought about it. We'll keep having guests on, but I think we need to start wrapping around the trio, find our niche with us three, really lock in, get some crazy stuff going, and maybe add some people along the way and get a little wild from there.
and
But
hip thrust it.
oh, dude, I'm hip thrusting a fucking T Rex from behind, and he can't see it coming.
Amen, brother.
Who wins in a fight, T Rex or Diddy's party? You'll never know.
Shannon Sharp.
What a fucking answer. Hey, faces change, but we stay the same. Peace.